Welcome once again to Houston, this time for the World Championship of the men's 68 kilo, and another competition in which we might well see a confrontation between a top Chinese lifter and a lifter representing the People's Republic of Korea. On screen now, one or two of the competitors who will be taking part. Apologies for arriving a little late. And there you have the full list of contestants with their body weights. They weighed in the last hour. So, all in all, 11 contenders. Russia, People's Republic of Korea, Turkey, Belarus, China, Tunisia, France, Armenia, Mexico, Azerbaijan, and Albania. Michaela Breeze alongside myself, David Goldstrom. Thank you so much for joining us. Delighted to have your company for the next 90 minutes or so, and looking forward to yet another competition where maybe records will be under attack. Having said that, the absentee who's most significant is actually the man who holds all the world records, and this is Liao Hui, representing China, who at last year's World Championship not only won the title, but set new world records for the snatch at 166 and for the overall championship at 359. The clean and jerk also fell to him, but that was in the World Championship of 2013, which he won, and that was 198 kilos. So actually, in a funny sort of way, Michaela, disappointing that Liao Hui is not here to actually go for three in a row.
Yes, at a World Championships, you want to see the best athletes competing. It is a shame that he's absent, but in his absence, we're going to have a very hot competition. There's 4 or 5 men here who could, any one of them could take the top position. It's going to be another close competition, and yet again, I wouldn't like to place any bets right now.
Well, this is the activity backstage. And okay, this is only day 3, but boy, has the standard been high. And if you were with us earlier, you would have seen, well, a shattering performance by Boyanka Kostova, formerly of Bulgaria, these days of Azerbaijan, taking not only a snatch world record, but creating a new total world record and becoming the first ever female lifter representing Azerbaijan to win a world championship title. Just to whet your appetite, well, the two men who've set the biggest totals in terms of the entry totals, Kim Myong-hyuk of People's Republic of Korea. As you see the senior world records there, you can see Liao Hui owning all of those senior records. And then you've got the juniors and the youth records. And, of course, Kim's main challenger, Shi Jiong. Now, before any of you get too excited, I need to point out that this man, Shi Jiong, must not be confused with his namesake, who won the Athens Olympic gold in 2004 and also won the World Championships in 2005. Same name, different man. So, looking forward to this 11 to challenge for gold, silver and bronze in the men's 69 kilos. Well, if you're just joining us, Michaela Breeze alongside myself, David Goldstrom, for this men's 69 kilo World Championship final. It could well end up, as it did last night, in a battle between the People's Republic of Korea and China. Remember, Chen last night beating the defending champion Kim Un-guk, 333, setting a new total world record. That was a dynamite competition. And Michaela, if we get anything like that tonight, then it's going to be another treat.
Wow, I don't know if I can take much more of this. We've had record after record falling. We've had fight after fight, and the battles that we're seeing at these World Championships are immense. These guys want to go into Olympic year next year as defending champions. They're coming here to prove a point, to earn as many points for their teams as they can, and ultimately to go away with something shiny.
In terms of heavyweight and lightweight in the bodyweight department, Shi Jiong, again, I must emphasize, not the same Shi Jiong who won the Athens Olympic gold. He weighed in at 68 kilos 96, so he's the heavy man of the class. And Karem Ben Nia, representing Tunisia, only 21 years of age, 68.54, so he's the lightweight. And looking back to earlier in the championships, the B group, the best total collected there, 321 kilos from Ketut Ariana of Indonesia, made up of 146 kilos in the snatch, 175 in the clean and jerk. So sit back and enjoy this with Michaela and myself. So here we go, first attempt, 69 kilo championship. Vanik Avetisian representing Armenia, and 136 kilos on the bar.
Couple of steps forward, comes out very businesslike. First attempt on the board, remaining focused all the way through.
Yeah, Vanik, who was 5th in the World Championships last year, collected 141 kilos on his way to that position, so a comfortable start.
See the coaches changing the weights, making sure they select the right weight based on how their athletes are warming up. When the lifter takes a lift on the platform, the bar will automatically increase by 1 kilo. It's down to the coaches to change those weights, and they have only 30 seconds to do that.
We won't be seeing Shi Jiong too soon. I can tell you that as one of the favorites on paper, he has posted 155 for his opener, but so has Chen of Russia, Kim of the People's Republic of Korea, and also Ismailov of Turkey, 155, and that makes it pretty competitive. It really does, with those men coming in at 155. And just to put that in perspective, 155, that is 11 kilos short of the world record. So who knows, we could be seeing an early attack on a world record even in this particular category. Now Mexico, Bredny Rock. Haven't seen much of this man. He was a bit of a force at World Championship level in 2009 and 2010, when he was 6th and 5th respectively in those World Championships, totaling up 320 and 318. So interesting to see his progress here, kicking off at 140.
Brilliant receiving position. The aim is to get as low as possible underneath the bar. That means you don't need to move the bar as high. The deeper you can sit, the better. And not just that, maintains a really straight back underneath the bar as well. Here we'll see bar overhead, nicely over his base of support.
Well, we haven't seen him on a major competition stage for 4 years now, but I have to say, on the evidence of that, didn't exactly show any ring rustiness, so to speak.
No, sometimes when you're off the big stage for a number of years, you can have the odd nerves creep in, but he looked very solid, very composed and collected.
And here, Avetisian coming on and moving the bar up now by 4 kilos, 140.
Well, like his first attempt, businesslike, job done.
But still 6 kilos short of Ariana from the B group earlier in the championships, who lifted 146 in the snatch. So Avetisian, still some work to do if he wants to get up to that level.
Just was there, lifted his backside slightly as the bar came off the floor, but able to correct it through the middle phase of the lift. Really quick.
Feet in line, nice and stable. You would expect this from Avetisian. I mean, he's 28, he's an experienced lifter. He was 4th in the Europeans this year, and he surpassed the 137 that he managed in the Europeans. So clearly that much better prepared for the World Championships, as you would expect.
Yeah, these athletes would have spent a number of weeks and months preparing for this event. In some cases, it's part of a much bigger picture. The Olympic cycle's a 4-year plan. And the athletes are very selective over which competitions they do, particularly as they get older.
Now, the first appearance of the man representing Belarus, Artyom Shahav. And he's opening up here on 142 kilos. Only 20 years of age, so still in the junior ranks.
Just a little army as it came past his knees, had to whip his shoulders back. That put a swing on the bar, enough to make it unstable overhead.
This is the biggest competition stage he's ever been on.
Very fine line in terms of success and failure.
Just having a look at Firidun Guliev, because he also posted 142 for his opener. He represents Azerbaijan, who already had the success of Boyanka Kostova, and here he comes. 21 years of age. Sad to report, he's one of a number of athletes who's served a disqualification period. So we haven't really seen much of him on the competition stage since the World Championships of 2013.
Right, yanked the bar off the floor. That makes it hard to gain momentum. The speed off the floor is kind of irrelevant. It's what happens when the bar passes the knees, gets to mid-thigh. That's when you attack. To attack the bar off the floor, you almost... very hard to get further acceleration from there. A look of frustration on the bar. Well, maybe he is a bit competition rusty.
So back to Shahav, our youngster, coming out for 142 again. Now, has to make a correction here, Michaela.
Yeah, it wasn't too much wrong with the first one. It's better. It's great to see a junior lifter coming through the ranks and to be on this kind of platform in an A group. There's not too many juniors and youth lifters that are making it to the top end of the field.
Well, like so many countries, new generations coming through.
Very heavily built in the upper body, doesn't need all that muscle there. It's not the upper body that lifts the weights. And would be maximally effective in the quads and glutes. That's where the power comes from.
So quickly out, Guliev to try and also make amends. Now, is he going to be as effective second time of asking? Still, Ariana from the B group, representing Indonesia with 146, leading the first half of the competition, the snatch phase. Well, not good to see someone under maximum pressure so early in the competition, and look at that, the head drops, the heart sinks, but actually he's now got to get himself together.
Yeah, just throwing the shoulders back, jumping back from the bar. It comes down to a lack of control in the start.
New personal best. That is the ambition here of Avetisian.
He gave it a good go, committed. With the weight that he wanted. Just watch, bottom lifted up, pulled him onto his toes. Tries to compensate by throwing the shoulders back.
Well, we're still some 13 kilos away from the appearance of the pre-competition favourites, well, at least the favourites on paper. based upon their historic performances, but also on the entry totals they've put in, because what you did last year is irrelevant to what you will necessarily do this year.
Yes, it is. Guriev there in pitch, you can just see pushing his coach away. Get out of my space, let me focus.
Well, the appearance of the Frenchman, and this is Bernardine Kingu-Matam, a member of a huge family of Matams, representing France, mid-20s, and failed to total in the Olympic Games in London. Coming down from 77 kilos, in which he competed this season in the International Weightlifting Federation's Grand Prix tournament in China, when he lifted as a 77 kilo lifter, lifted 145 kilos. Thirty-second buzzer.
Well, it always looks so uncomfortable overhead. Really dodgy elbow lock. Partly because he's so overdeveloped in the upper body. But nonetheless managed to stabilise, save the bar from going backwards. Just look at receiving position. It looks like it's gone behind, but somehow manages to save it.
Well, I pointed out a couple of negatives, but let me give you a positive. Triple European champion, 2012, 2013, and this year, 2015, when he actually produced his personal best of 146. So he's close to that.
He is. He's coming into this competition in good form by the looks of it. Great to see.
Albania. Well, Brikan Kalja, I have to say again, a lifter who has served a suspension, and was one of the huge disappointments of last year's World Championships in Almaty, that the Albanians, who took 2 gold medal championships and a bronze medal in the women's, one of the women's competitions, all of those lifters were ultimately disqualified. And well, I hope this man has learnt his lesson.
Looking at his hands as if to say, lost his grip.
Yeah, Romela Begay and Daniel Godelli were the two who spring to mind, who were 2 out of the 3 who lost their titles.
Well, the only thing wrong with that lift really was quite simply not strong enough.
Yeah, and they're the president of the Albanian Federation, a man who, well, I'm surprised after all that's gone before that he's still there, to be honest.
Well, you know, I think the suspension should be a whole lot longer than just a couple of years. If they're not going to impose a ban for life, at least ban them for 10 years. And that's going to finish them off as an athlete. But likewise, the rules are now in this country. If the coaches are implemented in that, then they should be serving some kind of suspension too.
But it's a long old wait, and it's a pity we can't go backstage to see 1 or 2 of the favourites to, you know, see how they're doing in their warm-ups. I'd like to see Chen of Russia. Actually, it's the first appearance of a Russian lifter in the A-finals. We're going to see more as the weights get heavier. And I'd be surprised if we don't see a very strong, maybe medal-winning performance from the Russians before these championships are over. But Brikan Kalja coming out now to go for his 2nd attempt. Well, I have to say, Mikhail, we were talking about this last night when you made the point, yes, I appreciated when I was on stage a couple of helpful cue points for the lifter, but not all that consistent talking.
Yeah, but no excuses. The athlete, if they want to shut it out, should be able to. The athlete should remain focused regardless of what the coach is shouting at them. But that's, he's missing these lifts because he's technically not brilliant, just throwing his shoulders back, huge arch in the back. And if you draw a line, if you pinpoint the end of the bar and follow the line of it, you'll see there's a big swing as it comes overhead. But both athletes in question now, both failing the first two attempts, pressurized third. Guliev in picture here, he's gone 142 twice, missed it, gone up to 143 to buy a bit of time. Much better. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but those failures, I'm afraid, let's put them in perspective. Ketut Ariana of Indonesia, 146. Sergei Kashir of Moldova, 143. Mosquera of Colombia, 143. Barouzi of Iran, 147. All of those in the B group in the snatch division. So he gets the lift, but of course his position, where is he? Overall third at the moment. Body weight helping him into as high a position as that. But will this be the same story? This is one also of the heavier men, 68.93. Almost second heaviest, in fact, of the class.
Well, both lifters under pressure, both managing to salvage something and stay in the competition. Going to be disappointed, of course they are.
Yeah, but also it really limits their ambitions. You know, you've got Bricken, who posted 333, and Firidun 335 as the totals they're aiming for. And of course, the other thing, as you've mentioned on a few occasions now, you know, all of that slows the whole competition down.
Yeah, we've had a few lifters following themselves, so the coaches of the other athletes would need to modify their warm-ups accordingly, try and get the timing back in line. You can't just carry on and do your warm-up and when you're ready expect to go out. You have to time it to perfection. So you've done your last warm-up attempt just a few minutes before you're called to the platform.
Well, here's a man going for a new personal best, 145. This is Bredny Rock Mendoza, representing Mexico. And the first effort was very straightforward, efficient. Now the weight goes up that little bit more.
Oh, confident underneath the bar. Well, some would say kick and catch, powerful leg explosion and catch the weight overhead. I'd say that was more like a hit and hope. But the confidence to drop into that receiving position at such speed. And that's the precision of a good lifter, knowing that the bar's going to be there. The timing was pretty much perfect. It hit him as he landed at the bottom. All too often, I see a lot of CrossFitters trying to snatch and they catch the bar really high and ride it in. Wonder why they can't do that we've just seen. And it's quite simply because the bar travels too high. There, the bar went only just high enough.
So the first attempt here for Karim Ben Khnia, representing Tunisia. Last season, that's 2014, the junior world champion. This season, the African champion. And opening up here on 146 a kilo, better than ever before if he does it.
Very long arms, very rangy athlete. Has to take a very wide grip on the bar, but that was a great opening attempt, 146.
147 from Jabbar Ben-Ruzi of Iran, the best snatch from earlier in the day. Only 21 years of age. Somebody passed me a note saying he would be Tunisia's first weightlifting champion. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, although it's encouraging the way he just started.
Yeah, it's certainly not going to happen today.
So Matam just indicating his elbows there to the jury.
Yeah, just pointing out to the, not the jury, the referees, just to say, hey, my arms don't straighten, please don't penalise me for it.
Quick flick of the eyes to the clock. How much time have I got left? Usually takes his time. Locking on. There's the 30 seconds.
Whoa. How on earth has he held that?
Well, that's his style.
Well, he needs the upper body strength to be able to hold the bar on bent arms. Brilliant lifting, really gutsy fight.
147, and that's better than in the Europeans and better than in any major competition until now.
That's it, 146, I had his best downs. That's a PB by just 1 kilo. But when you're this experienced, you'll take every kilo you can get whenever it comes.
When you're training and mentoring youngsters coming into the sport, question for you maybe to answer in a few moments' time, you know, how you persuade them to have the courage to initially put their body and their head in particular underneath a bar with weights on it. And that's a pity. That
was a shame.
The third attempt there from Shahav of Belarus. He's made 1 out of 3, got a personal best out of it, but this is very much education for him. It's very much an opportunity for him to make some points for the Belarus men's team. But more education than anything else.
Well, in answer to your question, David, how do I get youngsters, not just youngsters, adults as well, getting confident in that receiving position? Start off really just controlled overhead squats, get used to the position, then introduce snatch balance. And the way I teach snatch balance is simply a drop and a catch, no dip and drive, no heave, just a drop and a catch, and to develop that speed, even if it's just with a broomstick, a light bar, get confident before we then start dropping into a snatch position.
Yeah, I think I'd rather drop a broomstick than a 20-kilo bar on my head.
But it's literally just confidence and knowing what the movement feels like. So why do it under pressure? There's no need to do it on heavy weights.
As if he needed it. Rock now coming out. Now he's got 2 out of 2. This time the bar up by 3 kilos. So just having a look at what he's done before. He's already in new territory. Now he's in new territory. Has he ever done this on a competition stage? No. Evidence of what he's done so far makes me hopeful, but not certain.
Well, the last one was, I thought, quite close to a limit.
I think we were both on the same path there.
He gave it a good go.
But 145, you know, 145 after quite an absence, that's still not bad.
It is, and there wasn't too much wrong with that. Just bounced off him at the bottom. What a shame.
So. Ben Nia now 3 kilo increase to 149. So again, another man, and this is, I mean, these sort of increases, these sort of attempts to go into places you've never been before on a competition stage, this is what we expect. This is what you have to do when you come to a world championship of this significance.
on his toes. And when the competitions are this close, these guys are not risking anything. They're not taking big 5-6 kilo jumps. They're taking 3s, 4s, because every kilo counts. Just watch here, drifted onto his toes. By the time he tried to explode at mid-thigh, it was too late. He was already out of position.
Matam comes on, and just a reminder that China's Shi Zhiyong and also Danila Smailov of Turkey, Kim of People's Republic of Korea, and Oleg Chen of Russia still to get involved, and all of them at the moment still posting 155 as their openers. So, Matam, his own special way of doing things, have so far brought him 2 successes. He's up just a couple of kilos. He leads the competition at the moment. He still leads the competition at this moment. Took over from Beruzi from Iran, from the B group, by virtue of lighter body weight when he lifted the 147. But has just had his ambitions limited.
Good extension. I just think it's just a bit too much for today. He's going to have to be content with the previous weight of 147, which incidentally was a PB, so can't be too disappointed.
You do sense, though, at this particular moment in this competition that we're witnessing, or shall we say, tasting the hors d'oeuvre before the main course is served.
Yeah, we kind of, after this lift, there are 4 athletes that will be joining the competition, and those 4 almost certainly will be sharing 3 medals. So this is the last lift before the business end commences.
You can take nothing for granted. 1 may have a bad day, suddenly open the door. 2 may have a bad day, suddenly it would open the door to somebody to maybe come in and grab an unexpected bronze. That's better.
Much better. Right on a limit today. 150, that's a great milestone to achieve at a World Championships.
Yeah, really good, you know, and he put the bar up from the 149 failure, and 150, excellent, and puts him into the lead for the moment. But a really good stepping stone there. That's 5 kilos up on what he achieved in the Junior Worlds last year, and better than that 10 kilos. Well, in fact, when I look at that, 15 kilos more than he lifted in the African Championships this year. That's not surprising, because obviously the African Championships would not be as demanding as this. And now Oleg Chen for Russia celebrating. Well, he probably hasn't celebrated yet. He was 27 yesterday. If he does well here today, maybe he'll celebrate tonight or tomorrow. 4th in the Worlds last year.
Wow, just look at the levers, very short arms, therefore has to have quite a narrow grip. Left arm never went to lock. It's not the start he would have planned or hoped for. Just watch what happens. Good extension, fast underneath, just not there.
He's a 2-time world and a 2-time European champion, Oleg Chen, so I'm expecting him to make the correction. And now this is Kim Myong-hyuk, the People's Republic of Korea. This man who was 4th in the Olympics, he missed out on the bronze by 3 kilos to the Romanian lifter Martin, well, 3 kilos of body weight. And he is the bronze medalist from last year's Worlds, when 152 was his contribution towards that bronze medal. He's been the bronze medalist actually for the last 2 World Championships.
Ooh. That's soft in the arms. I think he's okay.
Well, straight away notches up a new personal best at world level, although in the Asian Championships 2 seasons ago actually went to 160. But nonetheless, the last 3 major competitions, including this year's Asian Championships, he's sort of been stuck on 152, so perhaps this first successful attempt bodes well.
Well, 4 athletes here all posted 155 to start on, and so far they're all coming in on 155, no changes.
Danila Smailov for Turkey. Used to represent Turkmenistan. Did so in London.
Wow, that was convincing. Interesting start position. If we watch the replay, you just see his feet actually moved as he took the strain of the bar. And incidentally, Ismailov, unless you've got something different, has got a 156 posted on the international stage. So this is starting right up there. And he's still got 2 attempts to go. Just look how comfortable that was. Precision, accuracy.
More details on that, the 156?
No, it could have been a national champs he did it in.
Yeah.
But personal best of 156. I think we're going to see that go today.
So Shi Jiong for China. Now, just to emphasize, not the same Shi Jiong who took the 62-kilo gold medal at the Athens Olympics in 2004 and the World Championships at 69 kilos in 2005. This man is this season's national champion. 157 was his contribution to a total of 352.
Well, very confident, loads of fire. And that's what we see, what we call controlled aggression. You can obviously see that he's pumped up, but at the same time managing to control it in a really productive way.
Just worth remembering, though, you might have just caught the body weight there, 68.96. He's the heaviest of the class, and more importantly, he's the heaviest of the contenders. So Chen, 1 life wasted. That's much better.
Well, it's better. I'm not sure how much more there is there today. He looks like he's starting on a limit. 1 attempt remaining, and he's finding himself in a spot of bother with only 1 attempt to go. Well, the coaches have had a very quick chat then. What do you want? Last attempt. And off goes the coach to run and change the weight as quick as he can. I know he's got very short arms, but I would like to see those hands go just a centimetre or so wider. Give him that, allow that bar to travel to arm's length with a bit more ease.
I wonder, when you share the same name as one of the great athletes in the sport, whether you feel a bit of extra responsibility as a result.
Well, the bar has gone up to 158. Just see the Russian coaches in the warm-up room looking at the scoreboard, trying to do the calculations. Where do we go? We've only got one attempt remaining. They've gone to 160 at the moment. I think that could be a bit too much for Chen.
Interestingly, his namesake, Shi Jiong, 350 kilos he lifted as a total back in 2005 when he beat Lee of Korea, 337, and Venceslas Dabaya of France, 324, who went on to win a world title, Dabaya. In fact, this title in the following year, in 2006.
personal best of 155 coming in here. Look at this, 158. That's a confident attempt. Now he's gone 155 to 158, only 3 kilo increase. All of the others have gone 160. So time will tell, have they taken too big a jumps? Was this the sensible option? But extremely powerful, extremely aggressive.
That's a kilo more than he lifted in the Chinese Nationals last April.
Really feisty lifting.
Tell you what would have been interesting, wouldn't it, to have got a little archive footage of his namesake all those years back. Do you know what I mean? And just, you know, just had a split screen between the two of them. That would have been fun. Can't remember. Can you remember two lifters of the same name, different eras?
No, no.
Fighting for the same title? I wonder, don't know much about Chinese names and how mums and dads go about naming their kids in China. Was it a conscious decision to name him after a famous weightlifter? So Kim now for the People's Republic of Korea. Now, Shi for China, he's 22. This guy's 24 years of age. Oleg Chen, well, as I said, he was 27 yesterday. And the Turkish lifter, Ismailov, 23. So they've all got still plenty of time ahead of them. And there's quite a needle match between China and the People's Republic of Korea in terms of superiority. Last night was China, and they enjoyed it. It was a very sweet moment because they not only won the title, but they took the records.
Short on the extension. Limits how high the bar can travel. One attempt remaining, and this is where we ask the question, is 155 to 160 when the competition is this close? Was that too risky? Has Shi of China made the right decision with a 158?
Well, 4 lifts left, so Turkey, People's Republic of Korea and Russia all involved. In fact, Shi Jiang actually 5 lifts because he's the current leader. He's got the 158 and now 160. So Ismailov now trying to turn the... This will put pressure on everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
And Ismailov weighed in at 68.61. That's lighter than Shi. It's lighter than Kim. It's lighter than Chen.
And looking at the starting weights posted on the clean and jerk, he has the lighter out of all of these contenders, so really does need as many kilos as possible in the snatch.
Oh, yes. Was there a doubt? I don't think so. Now, Turkey are no strangers to finding imports, not least the likes of Sunimanoglu.
Well, they've gone from Bulgaria to Turkmenistan to acquire their athletes this time.
Well, I can see the possibilities here. I mean, in as much that, you know, I would imagine, and it is only imagined, that he would get much, much more support in Turkey from the Turkish Weightlifting Federation than he possibly would from Turkmenistan. So that may well have been a motivation.
Oh, fair play.
Well, I've got to tell you, everybody.
No, don't. I'll say we had a little bet here in the studio.
This is going to cost you money, Mikhaila.
Do you know what?
No, I didn't have a bet. No, I was not involved.
I'll be honest, I didn't think he was going to get that, but that was a truly gutsy performance.
Yeah. The Commonwealth champion just put a thumbs down.
I just got it very wrong. Did not expect him to nail that. Brilliant effort. That's the aggression that we wanted to see on the first attempt.
Takes him into silver, though, because the other lifters lighter. So, Shi, 1 attempt. Now, he's going for 161, of course, he has to do this because of body weight to get ahead. So for him, this is an extra 3 kilos. Did 157 in the Nationals, so going for 161. So he's left on 158.
Still in a medal position so far. The only person that can deny him is the next lifter.
What did Shi Jiong lift in 2007 in the snatch?
I haven't got a clue.
158.
I can only just remember my own lifts, let alone everybody else's. Well, we're in unknown territory for all of these athletes now. This is a big test of mental as well as physical strength.
So Ismailov still leading with 160. Chen in second place, but all his lifts have gone. This is Kim going for 161, weighed in at 66.83. So again, needs this extra kilo. So Kim actually out of the medals, down in fourth place, and we now know that because of lighter body weight, Danila Ismailov of Turkey has got the gold medal in the snatch, and that's the first gold medal of these championships, men or women, for a Turkish weightlifter.
And he's still got one attempt. Still got one attempt remaining. He needs this lift, though, to keep him in contention going into the clean and jerk, knowing that he has a weaker clean and jerk compared to those other guys.
Put the bar up to 163.
Sensible call.
Yeah, but this, you know, these are big weights now. I mean, just to put this into context, Liao Hui, not here to defend his title, but the snatch world record 166, but 163. This will be impressive if he gets this. Well, technically, he's looked very good. Strength-wise, he's looked to have enough of what was required in the first two attempts. Now, this for 3 out of 3. And as you said, Mikhaila, an important advantage cushion going into the second half. And the others can rest easy.
Yeah, that could be costly for him.
Nonetheless, he has got a gold medal for the snatch, and at the halfway stage he does lead with 160 by virtue of lighter body weight over Oleg Chen of Russia, and then 158 to Shi Jiong of China, and the man who misses out, in fact, is Kim Myong-hyuk. And those two failures at 160 and 161 whiz him back or leave him down on 155, and that is a definite disadvantage. So their confirmation of what I've just gone through. The only thing I'd say about Kim Myong-hyuk is that he has posted 185 as his opener for the clean and jerk, which still gives him the possibility to catch up in the second half of the competition. So Turkey, Russia, China and the People's Republic of Korea, all very appetizingly close as we go into the break.